Okay guys, let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. Let's go ahead and make our cover. And guys, all the measurements will be at a comment below. Materials and everything will be below. And now for our cover. If you want, you can get cardstock paper. I'm actually using watercolor paper, which you can probably get these from Dollar Tree, any craft store, or Joann's or Michael's. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to measure. I'm going to cut that out. After you finish cutting your journal cover out, we are going to score it in the middle, and we are going to score it at 3/8 of an inch, and then 3 1/8 of an inch. Okay guys, after you finish scoring it, this is how it should look. So now we're going to just fold those four lines. Sorry, we're going to score the score line and press down firmly on there. That's how it should look so far. Alright, so before we even go to the next step, I want to be able to secure it even more by using these, some white shipping labels, and I purchased these from Dollar Tree as well. And we're going to cut a small piece to cover over the two lines that we already scored. That way it can secure it better. So I'm going to cut two small pieces. I don't have measurements for that, but I'm going to eyeball it and show you afterwards. I want two of these, 1.5 by 3.5, and we're going to be putting it right in the center here, and we're going to be covering the two scoring lines, and we're going to do the same thing for the back of this as well. Let's go ahead and put that on there, and then we'll go to the next step. Okay guys, after you finish putting over the score lines, like I said, it don't have to be perfect. We just want to cover that score line. So once you finish doing both sides, we're just gonna fold it one more time to get those score lines to pull through a little stronger so we can see them. Okay, so fold it one more time, and now it should look like this. Okay, so after that, let's go ahead and go to the next step. Next step, you're gonna need your Faux leather ribbon. I purchased this from I think it was Hobby Lobby, or Joann sells it, so you can purchase it there. And if you don't want to use this, you can use fabric, guys, your choice. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our glue, and we're gonna cover on the outside of the journal cover. We're gonna cover that whole thing with glue, and then we're gonna turn our Faux ribbon side over, and then we're gonna place it down on there. We are going to cut around it anyway, so we do that. Let's go ahead and put the glue on there, and then we can glue it down onto the Faux leather. Place it on top of our Faux leather ribbon, and then we're going to press, guys. Press really good. Make sure it's like really, like it really gets down there. What I do, sometimes I turn it over and just get a ruler or something, or you can get a credit card and just flatten it out. And then what I'm gonna do is you can put a book on top of it, or you can put something heavy and let it sit there, and we can go ahead and make the books for these before we move on to anything else. The measurements and everything is down below. Get your books and you cut it out. You're just gonna fold that over. You're gonna fold the pages over for the books. And it's going to be 2 books that we're making, guys. You can get cardstock paper to make your books, or you can use scrapbooking paper, like different designs if you want to. Each book is going to have 8 pages inside of it. The paper pad that I'm using today, I bought from Michael's, yeah. So this is the style I'm going to use for the books. It's for the cover of the book, as well as the inside pages for it as well, to decorate and make it look pretty. And let me show you an example. It's going to be looking like this. This is going to be one of the books, and this is going to be another book right here. 8 pages in here, and then we're going to take our cover that we want to cover our book with, and then put on top of there like that. But before we cut it, I'm going to open it up and make sure you have the cover that you want, and then we're going to staple it. And once we finish stapling them, that's when we can close it up, and then we're going to cut that extra layer that's sitting outside of that. You're going to do the same thing for the other book. Staple both of these. And it's gonna look like that, okay? So after you finish cutting, the edges, it should now look like that. So now that you have your 2 books all set, and let's go ahead and finish the cover. Let's go ahead and cut it out. You can cut around with the scissors. You can also use your X-Acto knife, or you can use a rotary cutter, which I'm going to use right now to cut around it. So you have 3 options, so that's your choice. Just cut around it. Make sure you don't go too close to the paper. Next step after this, you can get a nice fancy one and put on, just lay it on top of there. And there's no measurements for this. I just try to get as close as I can to the corner. See, I leave a little bit of gap there, as close as you can. And then you're gonna need 2 of these. You're gonna need 2 of them, and then you're gonna do the same thing for the middle as well. That's how it's gonna look, okay? After this, we're gonna be putting our eyelets in place. So let's go ahead, and now I don't have a complete measurement for this. I just eyeball it. So in the middle of both of these, I'm gonna try to put one right here and then one right here. And then I'm gonna do the same thing for this, okay, at the bottom. Put one more in the middle. Okay guys, you know what? For the middle one, I'm gonna put a bigger one. So I kind of messed up there. I'm gonna use a bigger eyelet because when we do use our elastic, this elastic is pretty thick. I mean, you can leave the middle one and use a smaller elastic to go through it, but I just like the size of this elastic, and I think I'm gonna use this size. So if you do want a thicker elastic, we will be having to use, we will be needing a bigger eyelet in the middle there, okay? So I'm going to take that out, and then I'm going to make a bigger hole and put a bigger eyelet inside of there. That way I can use this thicker one, okay? But if you do want to use a smaller size elastic, I think this is 2mm elastic. And if you want to use a smaller size elastic, just leave it the way it is and then go ahead and use it like that. But I'm going to put a bigger size, so I'm going to go ahead and redo that all over again. Okay guys, I remove it, and I'm going to use size here, eyelets, and this is 4, can you see? This is 4mm eyelets. So that's what we're going to use for the middle part, okay? This is how it looks now with the bigger eyelet. What we're going to do now is take our elastic band, and we're going to individually, we're going to push it through here and bring it around so we can be able to put our notebooks inside of it, okay? And I don't want to put tie it too tight. I still want to give it some leverage, some looseness to it for these books. Okay, so I made it loose like that. And we're going to put one here to, of course, closure. This is going to be closure. Look like that so far, okay guys? That's super cute. So, okay, go ahead and tie this, and then we can, after that, we can put, I don't know if you guys want pockets here. Cut out a square piece of paper and then put pockets there if you want to, or we can leave it like that. So let's go ahead and get a little books. Get these 2 little books that goes inside of it. And these books are just sticking out. If you want, you can actually put some books on top of it to flatten it down. I usually try to do every individual pages and flatten it down with my finger, and then, you know, it makes it a little better. Not much, but a little bit. Or you can put books on top of it, put something heavy overnight and just let it sit. And that's what I'm gonna do. But just for this video purposes, I'm just gonna have to do this little method here. Yay, look at that guys. Isn't that pretty? I love it. That looks really good. Let me bring it closer. That looks really good, guys. Look at that. That looks really good. I like it. And there you go. Once again, just try to flatten these down. These are like really sticking out. But once you decorate it and you start putting things inside of it, it's gonna look beautiful. I'm just gonna make this a part 2 video where I continue this, where we can decorate the inside of it afterwards. But look at it guys, I love it. It looks so good. Look at that. It's like a cute little pocket journal that you can take with you. It came out really good guys. And I like looking inside of it like that. I love the way the side looks. Looks pretty. Looks pretty good. I love it. So next video, I'm going to add some more things to it, and I can go through it with you all. Yeah, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, guys. And I'm so glad to be back. You will definitely see me in my next video in the part 2 of this, where we finish up our journals and decorate in the inside of it. Okay? All right, guys. I'll see you later, my YouTubers. Bye-bye.